welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us today to hear a beautiful story from Annette Jung. A bit of an introduction of this space. The Changemaker Chronicles are a space and a time for us to meet and to listen to individual stories that are very inspiring and maybe can be a great example for other people working also in corporations. Thank you for taking the time, because I think you are reading the news. This is a crazy moment. And I hope that these 30 minutes with us will be like a break from this, and I open your minds and your hearts to listen to Annette, because she really has a beautiful biography. And at Changemaker Companies, if you don't know yet, we are the branch that is focusing the work with companies, with business. So we try to build bridges between social entrepreneurs and corporates. And what we discovered is that the main actors that create change are the employees, are the leaders inside the organization. So we are very passionate about them. And this is also the story of Annette. Annette is an expert in finance in international markets. And she found a way to create a lot of impact working in a big corporation in Philips. And I would like to welcome Annette. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me and being called a change maker. That's I'm still struggling with that title because it's it's beautiful. So yeah.
Thank you, Annette. And yeah, you are for us a great example of a corporate change maker. And my first question to you is, how did you come to this journey? What was the first impulse in your life, in your biography, that led you, if we can go back in time, to this place?
Yeah, let me. So my background is in banking and commercial financing. So something I did for many years and always with a lot of passion. And so it's about financing or bringing financing solutions to the customers of Philips to acquire medical equipment. So just for setting the context. And the more difficult it was to arrange the financing, so that was something that triggered me. So really to find the financing solution to make the deal happen. So that I did for many years. But then I came to a point where some of you may recognize it was a bit the seen it done it, and there was this element that when I and the team we together worked on financing solutions where we felt, and me personally, that the medical equipment would reach the customer, the hospital, the clinic, independent of whether we were to arrange the financing or another bank. That was also something where I felt, okay, as I'd seen it, done it, but I remained very passionate where the financing really made the difference to bringing the medical devices to a certain place, and then in particular, obviously, in emerging markets and developing countries. So I came really to realize that my excitement is where my passion for social impact, and given my background in the access to healthcare space, and combining that with my expertise in financing, that this is kind of my sweet spot. And that is also where I realized if I bring that together, I have the expertise, right? But I have namely the fuel to do it. And I think there's also this element in me as a person. So I was always really engaged in say more social activities. And then there was this kind of banker there in me. And I think that was really where when I could merge these two things, where I really felt that gives me also the energy, and where I also really felt like that where I see the opportunity, I really want to kind of fight for it or take a position for it also within the corporate. So there was another drive than perhaps before cracking the nut.
I love it. I love this combination of you having this impulse already very young and then finding the right tools, because finance is a very complex area, no? And you find the right tools to bring to scale impact. And my second question is, how did you do? Because we know you can do this alone. How did you start convincing people of this inside the company?
There were different things coming together at about five years ago. So on the one hand, you must know, I also work with the Philips Foundation. So Philips has a foundation that also engages around driving access to care. And there, for example, I was one of the persons that really pushed for to move into the impact finance space. So in the foundation, we did a lot of grant making, but we also, and me personally, saw also what was happening with other corporate foundations and in the impact finance space, that there was really a need for more impact investing. So that was one piece where I engaged with respective stakeholders to see whether we couldn't also move in that space, which we did, and where I was then also supporting the transition from pure grant making into the impact finance space. And also on the corporate side, we saw that there is a big financing gap, and that unfortunately is still there and will remain there to finance healthcare interventions in developing and emerging markets. And also there, together with other colleagues, we were pushing that Philips also engages there in the impact finance space. And eventually we invested and we co-shaped an impact investing fund. So I think it's a lot about seeing the need, and then also questioning or challenging the position your organization could and should take in that respect. And there's also other things that didn't succeed. So don't think that everything.
That's also good. That's how we learn, no?
But at least there was a success, yeah.
Yes, and I was listening to you, and you really went from pure philanthropy in your story now, no, the foundation, to an impact investment fund, which I feel like it's a lot of steps in between. And I'm curious to know, maybe if you can tell us what were the main challenges, or maybe the questions you were getting, the no's you were getting, and how you handled that.
Yeah, I think you need to have really resilience and patience, and the latter I don't have, that I can tell you. So yeah, no, I mean, certainly. I mean, it's with any change. People know something, and people are in the first instance like, why should we change, right? And so on the Philips Foundation side, moving from grant making into impact investing, that was really also a lot of work with the foundation board, right? Which has to eventually approve it. And yeah, perhaps a funny thing to share was that when we moved into the impact investing, so before we were grant making, right? So if there was a project that that's just two noisy cars, now it should be okay. So we did grant making, and if there was a good project, people were really eager. Yes, we should give money to that project, and yes, we approve it, right? And then we moved into the impact finance space, and we said, okay, we want to give a loan to this social enterprise. And then people said, oh, that's risky, and will we get our money back? So it was quite interesting to see that you really needed to take people along in that journey. So it's a lot about patience, about meeting people where they are. So what is their concern? Why are they concerned? And the same we had also on the corporate side when we were investing in the impact into the impact fund, and there I remember a moment where I had with some other colleagues to present to our board, which is quite exciting, right? So you prepare well and you do your job, and there was a piece in it to show that the return on investment was 2%. right? So that's not really what a CFO wants to see, right? So, so that is also then, where you need to be prepared in having the good arguments, and also, of course, engage before such a meeting with different stakeholders, to have at least a big part already, say, on your side.
I have the feeling it sounds also like a very personal or inner journey, no, to practice resilience, patience, to meet people where they are. And I think that talks a lot about you and your skills as a person, because now when you're talking, I feel you can see I can see your passion, and I wonder how important is that as a change maker in a corporation. What's the role and the hat and the person you are, that you need to convince the CFO of that the 2% return is also positive.
I think the passion is the fuel, I think, right? I think if you're not passionate about something, I mean, don't think about business, just think about your private or whatever, right? So if you're passionate about that, there's a different energy, there's a different drive, there's a different commitment, right? So because you want to do that because you're passionate, whatever then the motivation for your passion is, right? And I think that's a big part. And then at the end, like, yes, we did it, right? So which fuels the next one to go, right?
I love this, the person is the fuel. I really like this. Thank you. And I want to tell the audience that they can also jump in and make questions. I don't want to do all the questions myself. So please feel free to write in the chat or just open up and talk. In the meantime, I will do my next question, and it's in Philips, you have a program that is about caring, and you connect caring and business. And for me, these two terms, for me, was very interesting when I heard this from the first time. Could you elaborate a bit more? How does it work, and what kind of impact creates in the community, in the company?
Yeah, so perhaps to start is that the Philips purpose is to improve people's life through meaningful innovations. So that is our purpose, and we have also put targets to that, and that is to improve 2.5 billion people's life by 2030, out of which 400 million in underserved communities. So that is the purpose, and also the objectives we have put to that. And then there is a methodology how to calculate this lives improved. So that's really together, I think, with Harvard University, and it's externally audited and whatsoever. So I mean, it's really a methodology that is recognized, and it is linked to our products and solutions deployed. So if there is a certain, let's say, an X-ray machine delivered somewhere, it's in a hospital, so it's there to be available to examine people, then this counts, say, people's life, because they now have the opportunity or the possibility to be diagnosed. So the say impact KPIs are linked to our business, because that is how we enable the access to care. And so and then we have within the group sustainability department, we have a team of which I'm part that is called the Access to Care team, and that is in charge of working with the businesses and the commercial organization to achieve, in particular, this 400 million in underserved communities, because that is often the more difficult part to go via the business, more challenging, and that is also where then the team comes in to see with the business and the commercial team what other solutions, value proposition, payment structures, or whatever go-to-market strategies we may need to bring our solutions there.
Thank you. And how you engage every employee on this, no? Because we have seen that it's purpose to identify inner purpose, and the business purpose is a key key moment, no, in a change maker journey. So how do you make it visible inside such a big company?
I mean, on the one hand, we share obviously the numbers. We share examples, in particular, again on the underserved or in the underserved space. The Philips Foundation also is working on access to care, and we now also started an intrapreneurship program to further stimulate that. And actually the interesting part and why we also started that program was that so colleagues are super passionate about the purpose. And then they come to our department or to the Philips Foundation. They say, hey, where can I engage? I like to contribute to access to care. And we say, you work here, right? So, we now started that program to really help people to inspire them and challenge how in their day-to-day job they can contribute to achieving that number. So there's no disconnect, like it's not a CSR activity, but it's so if you are thinking about what I said, an innovative go-to-market model, right? It can be the contribution is in the sales team, but it's also in the execution team of order delivery, or it is in the obviously on the R&D side, or it's so all functions can directly or indirectly contribute to it.
Yeah, that's interesting that you really need to make that visible for people, because in the everyday life, maybe it's difficult to take the time to acknowledge that. And well, is any question?
Perhaps
Sorry,
to
Annette,
add just one thing,
yeah.
it's also not that I mean, there's many initiatives that can create a lot of healthcare access, and where then there's pushback, but it doesn't contribute to our margin, right? Or this is too complicated, or I mean, it's not that as everything goes easy, but then hopefully also by supporting these intrapreneurs, these also change makers, then we perhaps can give somewhere an extra push, or can activate a certain stakeholder to do the extra, or to do something which otherwise would have been kind of pushed back in the first instance.
Thank you, Annette. Is there any question from the audience? I would like to give a space for questions as well. Sarah, yes, please.
Thanks so much. Thanks, Danny. It's good to see you, Annette. And for those who don't know me, I'm Sarah Jefferson from Shoka. Annette, I wanted to hear a bit more about the business case. You mentioned going into a room of senior executives and them not being satisfied with the 2% return rate. What argument do you use when you're in front of top leadership to talk about the return on investments, or what do you find resonates the most, particularly with those that really do care about kind of, the growth and the profitability of the business?
That's this is difficult to answer, because it also really depends on the case, right? And it's seeing is there the room to maneuver, and how big is it, or where is it? Because I mean, there's certain things that will not happen, right? And we went through super heavy restructuring, so also initiatives were stopped. I mean, it's not that things go smooth, or that but I think it's really about looking where is it also which fight to fight, right? So to choose where is room to maneuver, and then seeing, okay, which other stakeholders to bring in, or to see, okay, where could be the compromise, right? I think that is it's really, and that depends on the case.
Thanks, Annette. Okay.
Thank you, Sarah. And here there is another question from Claire. What is the main barrier you had to overcome internally?
Oh, then I would know to overcome, to achieve what, because is it, can I don't know, Claire, was it, or to specify a bit in which respect?
Yes, maybe I can reframe it. Hi, Annette. In your journey, like in everything you achieve within Philips, what were the main barriers that you encountered? Did you had some pushback, some particular pushback? What is the...
Yeah, I think, yeah, as said, I mean, it depended on the case, whether it was related to the fund or to a certain program. So I think that and again, it's also not over, right? So the pushbacks are coming every day. So it's not that whoa, I made it. Yeah, I think it's and it's sometimes also going sometimes where the energies are also to go to fuel your own energy, right? I mean, it can also be an energy drain. It's not all paradise. So sometimes it's also like, whew, right? So then yeah, again, looking for the space and looking for your partners in crime, right? So yeah.
I like these partners in crime. I think that's key in every project.
And that's also with this program, right, which we are now hopefully building a community that then can also support each other and fuel each other and inspire each other to get more of these things done, right?
Right. I think the point of the community is very important because we know we solve issues systemically together, no? And to continue with the questions from the public, the audience, Cecilia has one, and she would like to know more a bit about how you did that transition from the foundation team to sustainability and to impact investment within the company. So for you, how was that transition as a professional?
Yeah, it was if I get the question right, if not, tell me. But so yeah, for me that was yeah, something I hoped for, and then I kind of enjoyed the ride, right? So it's things happened which I would not have expected to happen within the company. So I was also super lucky, but perhaps that had to be like that, right? So and yeah, it's also a lot. Yeah, I learned a lot, right? So I mean, there were also elements, yeah, new. So I think it's also yeah, getting to know this world, coming from the commercial side into the impact side. But I think also the combination of the two, I think, is still having the business lens in when looking at sustainable models, right? I think that also is quite helpful to see, okay, how can you apply that in that context?
Yes.
And,
Cecilia,
yeah, so
would that answer work for you?
Yes, thank you.
Well, and Jeremy had another one here. Is in all that you have done, Annette, what are you most proud of?
what I'm most proud of, Jeremy.
Maybe you can tell us also about your upcoming challenges. That's
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I think what I love is that I could make that combination of my passion and my energy. I think what I'm proud of is, and I've not mentioned that, but 3 years ago I came to an agreement with Philips to go from a full-time job to 50% to start setting up my impact and impact finance freelance work, because I felt I want to do more in that space, and that is not the core of Philips. So I think personally, I'm proud also of having taken that step, and that is still a journey to go. So, but I think that's yeah, I think that's to really now also go into new territories.
very nice. I think that's also a way to scale and to bring your knowledge and your expertise to so many other projects besides Philips. So I also celebrate that. For me, it was super inspiring, Annette, the preparation of this talk and also these 30 minutes with you. I'm also very passionate about finance, and I see the power of, yeah, the money, if we use it wisely and with consciousness and with the feet on the ground, I think we can achieve much more impact. And since I heard about you and I learned from your story, yeah, I'm very, very glad that I met you, and very glad that now we can share through this talk the power of your work and to inspire others. We have 1 more minute. Does anyone want to say anything? Or Annette, you want to close with some thoughts? How do you feel?
Yeah, I think again, yeah. I also don't have, obviously not the answers, and many things I don't know yet, but perhaps, yeah, just yeah, I continue going.
Very good, very courageous. Thank you, and thank you all for being here with us.